President Liang. A story was told of a wise king who had a beautiful daughter. He wanted to find a handsome and smart young man to be her husband. And so he invited all the handsome men in his kingdom to his palace so that he could put them to a test to find out who is the smartest. Any one of you, if you could put your hand into this bag and pull out a black pearl among all the white pearls, you can marry my daughter, declared the wise king. Hundreds of handsome young men tried and all failed. Finally, there was only one handsome man left in the palace. Maybe there's no black pearl in the bag, he thought. In that case, how then should I respond? And so the young man reached out for the bag of pearls and he dropped it. And all the pearls were scattered on the palace floor except one that was left in the bag. The young man said, "Since all the pearls on the floor are white, then the only pearl left in the bag must be the black one." And everybody cheered. Sorry? Obviously, you won't qualify. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, this is an example of strategic thinking. The ability to recognize a pattern and respond accordingly. My name is FT Liu. I'm a strategy consultant. I work with business owners and leadership teams to help them think strategically about their business. Allow me to share with you two more stories of what it means to think strategically so that you understand better what I do. The ability to think strategically has created so much wealth for the late Mr. Ng Teng Fong. He was the richest man in Singapore. He has very little formal education, but by the late 1980s, he became the largest private landowner and developer in Singapore. He has amassed so many properties in Orchard Road. These include the Hilton Hotel, Far East Shopping Centre, Far East Plaza, Lucky Plaza, Orchard Parade Hotel, Orchard Central, and many more. One day, the Singapore government decided to put up for sale a piece of land along Orchard Road. And Mr. Ng Teng Fong became the highest bidder. His bid was 5 times higher than the next highest bidder. The whole market was surprised. He is going to lose big time, all the developers said. 6 months later, it was revealed that because of that bid from Mr. Ng Teng Fong, all the valuation of the properties in Orchard Road shot up. Guess who benefited the most? Of course, the guy with the most property along Orchard Road. Mr. Ng Teng Fong was then able to revalue all his property, mortgage them to the bank, borrow more money, and buy more land. Ladies and gentlemen, strategic thinking is about thinking a few steps ahead of your competition. And in so doing, you can create a lot of wealth. Allow me to share with you another story to illustrate the power of strategic thinking. How many of you have heard of Suntec City? I guess most of us have. It is probably one of the most successful property development in Singapore. The story of Suntec City began in 1984 back in Hong Kong. That year, the British and the Chinese government declared that the British colony Hong Kong will be returned to China on 1st of July 1997. The Hong Kongers accepted the inevitable, but they will not resign to their fate. They decided that they need a backup plan in case things do not work out under China. And so they decided to park their money outside of Hong Kong. The late Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, was aware of it. On August the 9th that year, a delegation of Hong Kong tycoons descended upon Singapore at the invitation of the Lee Kuan Yew government. They were invited to participate in the development of the Suntec City property. They invested a total of $2 billion into the property development. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew is a strategic thinker. He was able to take advantage of the Hong Kong 1997 situation and turn it to the advantage of Singapore by luring the Hong Kong tycoons to park $2 billion of their money into Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, strategic thinking is about turning an opportunity into something to your advantage. You too can be strategic thinkers if you observe these 3 points. First, recognize a pattern and respond accordingly. Second, think a few steps ahead of your competition. Third, seize the opportunity and turn it to your advantage. Back to you, President.